a little bit older than a year. He was born in August. So he's like a year and 2 months. And he has a few more months to go, probably eligible and ready for his graduation. So usually the dogs will go out when they are a year and a half to 2 years old. And two. So Zucchini's pretty good. He's learned a lot of he's been practicing a lot of task work and chaining different commands. So we teach him to retrieve first, and then eventually he can retrieve a medal, and he can get stuff for us, or he can retrieve a towel out of the dryer. So it's kind of like what a chain of commands looks like, is like multiple commands before they. So let's see. Nina is going in stuff. Let's see what she grabs. All right, so it looks like Nina grabbed a phone, a med bag, and a shoe. So because Zucchini is getting so much better at his task items to use, so we obviously want to make sure that they're going to be good picking up, holding, and retrieving any kind of item, because it really could be any weight or like even like taste, like they're putting it in their mouth. So keeping in mind what it might taste like can also be something that the dog needs to get used to. Like some dogs maybe so we will practice with different items for that reason. So and by easy items, I mean things that maybe like naturally have a handle to them, like our weighted dumbbells, or things that are like soft. We use paint rollers, which they really seem to like because they fit. And then he can kind of work on more challenging items, which you can see he has like a little bit more trouble with, like once he kicks it and realizes that the way it moves, something that we will eventually try to completely minimize and remove, because obviously it's not supposed to be fun necessarily, like reward when they figure it out and do it, but we don't want them to think it's a game. Yes, there you go. And pretty much like either with praise or with treats when he gets the item for us. But what she's gonna do to minimize him playing or stalling or taking his time, he does it the best. So if he is really quick about it one time, she'll reward that even more. So that way that's something that happens more frequently. And we also practice hold, which like I said, just kind of gets them used to holding different things in their mouth. Yeah, you can walk by if you want to. Very good. That's it. Hold. Good. Yes. Good. Oh, we could definitely hold longer than that. Sit. So Nina's asking him for a hold, and then she is also like petting the dog or massage the dog kind of like right below their shoulders in front of their body. It will kind of help them clench down a little bit. So that is something that she's doing. Just hold the item a little bit more, as well as sometimes just like petting his head or fine for some of them is helpful. It's something that almost is like distracting to them that will just make. And then, of course, we want to make sure that at the end of the day, the command is what we call under stimulus control. Dog only does it when you ask for it, and that he only offers the thing that you ask for, if that makes sense. If you ask the dog to retrieve the med bag and he retrieves, and if you are walking by the med bag and he decides to retrieve it, but you didn't ask him, that also is not correct. So we do want to make sure that the dog is doing what we ask, kind of to be obedient and not really make decisions for us, but to follow orders. He closed the fridge so hard the freezer opened, but it like popped open and closed. Right. Look up. Look how you walk. Yes, good boy. Look. This are like chain of commands, which is it's a lot of commands actually for like opening the dryer and maybe retrieving something out of it for us from the direction that we expect them to move in and where the command's going to be. We tell them get it to put the rope in their mouth. Then we tell them tug to open it. It there. We can tell them to do something else. Sometimes we'll ask them to retrieve the item that's inside. So that is also a look and a get it so that they put it in their mouth. If we want them to bring it to us, from there they can do a drop it. They can do a give. A drop it just drops it on the floor, and a give is like we want it specifically in our hands. So they'll actually like look up at us. We don't have, and then from there, if we want them to close the dryer or close the fridge, we will tell them up and push. Can you talk to him? He's on the boy, that's great. You want him to feel appreciated. So let's do a half lap to come this way, and then why don't you give him some water? I don't think he's had water this morning. We'll break it away. Oh, you're fine. What do you mean? Oh, left, and you say left, you can tell him yes. That's fine. And the only reason we're doing that is because we just want him to be, we're out in public, we won't be getting that as much. To tell him left, right, they want to do it every single time. Once the dog is like super engaged with you, and they just kind of like do, turn around, not as though we're turn around to use the left and right, but in you, just like to direct them, so that they know that. So Zucchini knows that he was highly rewarded. Naturally, he's going to try to get that reward, and he's going to try to get the shoe. He's like, Nina really loves when I do this for her, so I'm going to get this for her. Must be something else that he's learning too. So he is trying to over please, which, you know, dogs make you happy if you think it's funny that he does that and you laugh at it. It's something that he'll do in the future, which is fine as long as his client, and that we train him for both ways, so that way we know he's capable of like ignoring his leash, ignoring the med bag, ignoring the shoe. Yes, right when he reaches that point right there. Sideways jump. Whenever you're ready, start moving. Go. So once our dogs are really good with holds, we can move on again to kind of more advanced things. So when a dog learns how like about their mouth, what their like mouth and teeth are capable of, and then from there we can teach them things like light and switch, which is them kind of moving their turning a light switch on, and then when they turn the light switch off, we do expect them to kind of like use their mouth a little bit to like hold it and pull it down. Would be harder for them to just move their nose on it. So he was actually doing it. He was kind of like feeling it, feeling for the light switch and kind of trying to. And then also, it's a little far away, but it does have like a little yellow tape on it, so that way it entices them to use their mouth. And we have these makeshift light switches on little lunch trays that we use, so that way we can present it to them. And then once they get one area, then we can start to change areas. We can start to change the height and the location until he's eventually jumping up onto the wall and on his back 2 legs and leaning on the wall. We don't just start with that because that would be extremely difficult. It'd be training the dog too much at once. We kind of want to train him the parts, and then it's whatever's more comfortable. Yes, good job. Good. There you go. Alrighty, so I'm gonna turn this off. Continue to watch because the clients will be out again in a little bit to do some more training in here, so you'll be able to kind of continue. And we'll see you next time. If you want to leave comments in the explore little comment section on like what exactly you guys are interested in seeing, let me know.